as always, I'm going to include my fairyloot books in this book haul. My fairyloot books in this book haul. If you've seen my fairyloot video, you might already know what they are, but I know not everyone wants to see the full unboxing. So I also like to include them here. And then I can also yap about them again, which is great. So I'll show you what I've got. Just a little FYI, the lighting today, it's really cloudy and stormy, but then every now and then it just rips open and it's like really bright and sunny. So I feel like the lighting is gonna go through a few different phases in this video, and I hope you don't mind. First, obviously we're gonna start with the book I bought as a continuation, and that is Vows and Ruins. Vows and Ruins by Helen Scheurer. Even though it's technically, I think, a German name. But so cute. This is the second book in the Legends of Thesma series. And the first book, I guess the better known name, is Blood and Steel. And I actually read Blood and Steel last month and really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. Did I read it last month or the beginning of this month? Actually unsure. But I do remember that I really loved it. So I immediately went and got the other book. However, I'm not sure, but they're like super expensive to get through a normal book store here. I think because they're printed by Amazon. So I ordered on Amazon, and these weird people, sometimes I don't get it. They obviously delivered it, but I was here all day, and they shoved the book in our mailbox, but half of it was poking out, and it was raining that day, like all day, so I don't know who in their right mind would do that instead of ringing or just like throw it in the hallway, you know. Anyway, it had like severe water damage when it came. I think you can kind of see it. It's a little better now because I pressed it and I was like blow drying it. The whole ordeal to not waste it, and I like messaged Amazon to get a replacement because I was like, why are we doing this? And then like, I don't know if you have that, but you now talk to this weird AI chatbot, and they were just like, oh, sorry, here's your money back, and I was like, oh, okay. So I didn't end up repurchasing it because I was like, I can live with the minimal damage this book has. It's not that bad, and it'll have a cool backstory. And I'm not wasting resources. But I am actually in the middle of this. I will say though, I've had a lot going on lately at the wedding of my best friend, and we've kind of been renovating I really enjoyed the first book. We are kind of in this, it reminds me of like a medieval fantasy world, and we're following our main character, Althea, who's Thea in short. And she is in Thesma, which is kind of a warrior training camp, soldier training camp. And she works as an alchemist with her sister because there was a prophecy that a woman wielding blade is gonna destroy the world. So they forbid all the women to even touch steel, like they're not allowed. So, but Thea's biggest dream has always been to become a warrior for Thesma. So she kind of shares everything in her power to do that. And I really love the first book. So obviously I had to continue it. I feel like I'm not loving the second book as much as the first one, but I'm gonna keep going because I think I'm like really slumpy so right now. I'll have to see how I'm gonna go, but so far, so good. Are you excited? However, there's like a few novellas. Like one that is supposed to be read after this book, I think. And one like prequel. So let me know if I like need to read these, if you've read the series and if you read the novellas, because I'm not sure if I like specifically want to, I don't know. But that is Veils and Ruins. Veils and Ruins. Veils and Ruins. And then obviously it is the middle of September, so you already know what that means. I obviously had the new LC Silver release pre-ordered, and I was so excited when this came in the mail. This is Wild Card, which is the fourth book in the Rose Hill series. The Rose Hill series. And I love this purple. But I'm so excited for this story because it's a second, it's like a boyfriend's dad. It just does like tea, okay? So let's read the blurb together. Sebastian Rousseau is a grumpy, hard as hell fire pilot. Is too damn good with his hands. It is the perfect combination. But unfortunately for me, he is also my ex-boyfriend's dad. A chance meeting brought us together, and a missed connection has kept us apart. 1 year later, a stroke of fate has us living under the same roof, which makes everything between us a downright messy. Because even after all this time, he is still the man I think about when I fall asleep. The one I can't get over, no matter how hard I try. He is working on mending a fragile relationship with his son, and we both know acting on these urges would be the ultimate betrayal. But I see the heat in his eyes, that look of need that never fails to send a shiver down my spine. Mutual longing is borderline unbearable, and the simmering heat between us is downright palpable. We both know there are rules when it comes to situations like this, but then again, following the rules never has been my strong suit. I am so excited. I am kind of currently in the middle of like 17,000 books, so I will need to read those first before I get to this gem. Before I get to read this, so I will have to put it off for a little bit. Fantasy Silver. These boxes always hit the spot for me. And I'm already so excited for a new series. And we don't even know what it's going to be about. Okay, but moving along, there's another new release that got delivered to my doorstep that I was really excited about. Actually, I think in the next few weeks or so there are also a lot of new releases that I've pre-ordered that are going to come, like the new Ellie Hazelwood and the new Laurie Gilmore, but they will be in a future book haul because I'll keep it short for today. But I got The Fallen and The Kiss of Dusk by Carissa Broadbent. And this is the second book to The Songbird and the Heart of Stone, which is the second duology in the Crowns of Nyaxia series. These names, I cannot remember them, but the first duology was The Serpent and the Wings of Night, which was a duology I really loved. And then we got the second duology, which this is the second book too. I have actually not yet read the first book because I knew this was going to come out pretty soon after, and I kind of wanted to wait so I wouldn't have to suffer a huge cliffhanger. But now I'm very excited to see her. I'm going to be completely honest, I have very little idea what this duology specifically is about. I just know the character we're following, and I loved the character already in The Serpents and the Wings of Night, so I'm kind of excited. I will say I'm gonna have to do a bit of a recap of what happened in The Serpent and the Wings of Night, because there's a lot of like political stuff going on, and I read it a while ago, so I'm not entirely sure if I'll remember it. But we are in this kind of intricate world of vampires and humans. And I think the main character in this is a vampire. There's like two different kinds of vampires if I don't remember wrong. But I'm so excited for this duology. And I'm very excited about this book. This is also like, she's thick, okay? She's thick. But I personally really enjoyed The Serpents and the Wings of Night. I know this is a bit like, a lot of people enjoyed it, but I know a lot of people who also didn't enjoy it as much. So I have high hopes for this duology. I'm kind of in love with the concept of doing like little interconnected duologies in a series, because then we kind of get the end of one story, but we kind of can continue with the bigger history in the world story. I don't know, I'm a fan. I truly hope that is kind of what Sarah J. Maas is kind of currently working on, and what she's going to give us, because, not getting me started on tangent here or anything, okay, but in my opinion, Crescent City has like an ending, you know, like we're done with Crescent City, we were done with Thrones of Glass ages ago, and I feel like we were technically done with A Court of Thorns and Roses. However, she did confirm that we're getting another Akata book, and we kind of like, if you know, if you read Crescent City and you need to before reading the new Akata, okay, I'm going to preach this to you. You need to read Crescent City before the new Akata book comes out, if you want to read it, you know. But there's nothing, no news. So, like, what are we gonna do? You know, are we gonna do like another trilogy, Akatar World? Are we gonna get more Nesta? Are we gonna get Elaine? Are we gonna get Gwyn? Because I would actually kind of love getting Gwyn Morgan. So, I don't know. Wild theories, but I do hope we get like news at some point from this world, and that we actually will get to continue at. I don't know. I feel like Sarah J. Maas has been super not outspoken about what is going to go on, if she's going to write more books, you know, what stories she's going to continue. So I'm very intrigued. Back to Miss Carissa Broadbent. I am very excited about this. And again, I love a good duology that's like interconnected. The British Kingdom by Danielle L. Jensen does it as well. And I thought that was really fun. So yeah. But I'm so excited. I have so many good fantasy books that I'm so incredibly excited to read in fall. This is truly going to be my fantasy fall. So now those are kind of the books that have flooded into my mailbox. These were obviously all like pre-orders or a book that I needed to continue a series, you know. But other than that, I only actively got my fairyloot subscription this month. So if you remember my unboxing, if you haven't watched it, no worries at all. I'm gonna show you those books, but if you remember my video, it was just the other day, so maybe you do. I got one of the fairyloot books, which is the first book I'm going to talk about, is Immortal Consequences by Ivy Marie. And if you remember that video, you know that I was a little bit confused because unfortunately they sent me this book. You can kind of not see it properly, but this way the text is proper. But as you can see, the spread edge and the photos and the text they're not, so technically this book needs to be this way around, but then the cover is upside down. So I did accidentally get a misprint of this book, which at first I wasn't entirely sure if it was. I was just like, is this on purpose? But I saw on their Instagram that it is not supposed to be like this, so I reached out to them, and just freshly today came in the mail. They were absolutely so kind and sent me a replacement. Was it the biggest problem? Probably not. I didn't expect them to be like, here's a replacement, but these books are very expensive, so I did want to let them know, you know. So now I obviously have it again, and I'm very excited because I can finally get to reading this. This is a release that I was actually very excited for. It was included in my books from 2025, the new releases that I was very excited for. So this is awesome that I got this as a fairyloot edition. This is a dark academia fantasy, and it sounded so good when I first read it that I did want to get this book, but now I'm very excited that we have it in this cute little edition. So, let me read you the blurb. Welcome to Blackwood Academy, a school located at the edge of the afterlife. Once a pupil passes through the academy's arched gates, there is no way out, except if they triumph at the decennial. Winning allows a single student to be granted a choice: graduate and join Blackwood's magical elite, or cross over to the mysterious, unknown other side. securing the nomination, but now he'll do anything to keep his beloved Emilio with him. Each of these 6 students has their own motivation to win, and their own secrets to hide, but they aren't the only ones playing Blackwood's game, and a sinister, shadowy force threatens existence as they know it. And look at this artwork. So cute. Obviously you want to see more of the artwork and stuff. Do come and have a look at the unboxings, because this is so loud to show you. I can't just whip it out. But I'm very excited for this book. I've been waiting for this release all year now. So now I'm really excited that I finally have it. And I feel like, especially in the dark academia fantasy realm, Fairyloot has been delivering the books lately. They've been so good. So I'm quite excited. Moving along, we got this absolutely gorgeous, stunning edition of Warrior Princess Assassin by Bridget Camera. And I in the beginning thought she was like a warrior princess assassin, but I think we have a warrior, the princess, and the assassin. It's kind of our triple. I also, when I unboxed this and when I read the blurb for the first time, I was like, this sounds like a white shoes. Is this a white shoes? And actually I like Instagram verified can confirm that this is in fact a white shoes, which I personally haven't read yet. It is nothing that is gonna tickled my fancy so far. You guys always find that funny when I say that. Like, I mean tickling my fancy. But I learned that from my boyfriend once. And especially in English. As English is my first language, as you know. I parrot phrases a lot that I hear other people say and I pick them up and run with it. So that is one of them. And for some reason I really like it, but regardless, I've not wanted to read a white shoes romance as of yet. It just kind of, I don't know. I like to focus on one guy and one guy only, okay? I have the attention span of a peanut. I cannot share that between 2 men, you know what I mean? And love triangles aren't really my thing, so I haven't read one so far, but I am excited because I'm probably going to read this eventually to dabble, to dip my toe into the waters. It is a white shoes romance, and you know what? I'm excited to learn to expand my horizon and to maybe find something new that I like. But let me read you the blurb of this story. And honestly, if you are a white shoes girly, do let me know if you have a series or a book or whatever that you would suggest if I enjoy it. I know / I think the Broken Bonds series by J. Bree is white shoes, but I don't know. Okay, but the blurb. Who should you trust? Warrior King Maddox Kironan's fire magic has earned him a ruthless reputation, but now his kingdom is slowly burning a place he cannot control, and his one chance to save it is a marriage alliance with the neighboring royal family of Estranza and their power to manipulate the weather. Who should you love? With the war on the horizon, Princess Jory's home needs this alliance, but her family is hiding a dangerous secret. Their magic is fading. When she meets her intended, he sets her heart aflame. But what will he do when he realizes she is deceiving him? Who should you kill? once a young nobleman causing mischief with Jory in the Stranza's palace. Asher is now part of the Hunters Guild until he sees the targets. Someone wants King Maddox and Princess Jory dead. Now Asher must decide what he's willing to do to protect the woman he loves and the king she's about to marry. So, quite the interesting blurb. And I'm really intrigued by the way the cover. And I love it so much. I love a good cartoon art cover. I know it's controversial, but personally I actually really enjoy it. So I was quite excited about getting that in my mailbox for this month. I am also, this is kind of a very yappy video, but I'm very, very excited for next month's fairyloot because I kind of got a little bit spoiled what's going to be in it, and it's very exciting, and I'm really, 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 really excited for it. So we'll have to wait and see, but yeah, I'm excited. Now, last but not least, we have a very, very, very new and very exciting release, and that is Katabasis by Arvquan. For some reason I had Javequan in my head, and I personally haven't read Arvquan yet. I've been meaning to. I think from how it's presented and what excerpts I've read, she's a mastermind of literature. So I'm very, very intrigued to read a book from her. I heard that this is the against piece to Babel. So now I'm like, do I have to read Babel first? But I think I won't, to be honest. Oh yeah, I'm quite excited. This is a stunning, stunning edition. And I've heard so much about her writing. I am quite excited to actually read it. But I'll read you the blurb. This is also a bit like dark academia, but it sounds so fun. Okay, so grad student Alice Law has only ever had one goal: to become the brightest mind in the field of analytic magic. But the only person who can make her dream come true is dead, and inconveniently in hell. And Alice, along with her biggest rival, Peter Murdoch, is going after him. But hell is not as the philosophers claim. The rules are upside down, and if she's going to get out of there alive, she and Peter will have to work together. That is, if they can agree on anything, or they triumph or kill each other trying. I don't know, and that sounds so good, going to hell. Please. And I'm very excited to learn more about her writing. I think there's a lot of lore behind it. I've seen some annotation videos with staircases and catechisms, and I was just like, what? So I think I'm gonna have to educate myself a little bit before going into this book. This is very literature heavy, I think. But you know what? I'm very intrigued. I am a science girly, so I do appreciate a bit of sciencey talk. Even if it's analytic magic, I wish I could do that. So I'm excited. I'm intrigued. But that is Katabasis by Arvquan. And that is the last book that I've acquired this month. I've gotten this month in this little book haul. I do hope you enjoyed. I hope you could relax a little bit while you were hanging out with me. I know I yapped a lot again, but that kind of made the video longer, so it's good. I'll probably at some point next month have another book haul. But for this month, I think we're through. Yeah. But next month, there's a lot actually of new releases that I'm very excited for. So my bank account's gonna be a little sad then. But I'm sure we'll be happy because we can talk about it in another video. But my loves, until then, I'll leave you with that. I hope you have a great day or great night. I love you so much, and I'm sending you lots and lots and lots and lots